Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blank Gates. What's up? All right. Yes, we are live. So, all right, where are we? Let's take a quick look to the the thing last time. Maybe I should sit down for a second. So I've been thinking a lot these days about elements. Elements, you know. Here it is. So something like target, break it down into milestones, objectives, activities, achieve small results that build into bigger, more powerful results. Huh. That's exactly what I was thinking about. What a coincidence. All right. So now what's the idea? Like, why is the video called Renovations? So today we're going to do some renovations on this wall. But before we do that, just going to have something that we could think about. I think maybe what we could do is just make a little table with three things. So what I've been thinking about is this idea. So we have, let's say that we want to achieve some big result, right? Some big result. And then, so in order to get that big result, then you have to have some activities. Now, an activity is actually work. It's actually like it's actually a small result, right? And then what happens is that the small results, the aggregation, adding up the small results, ding, 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 equals big results. That's pretty much it, right? That's about as complicated as it gets. Adding up small results equals big result. So here's activities equals small results. So are we missing anything? Is this it? Is that basically what's going on? Probably you might need some kind of motive. I have some motive. Now the question is, like, what is motive? So for some people, you might say that motive equals like a desire for experiencing activities. This is called the growth mindset. Right? They like the process. So after you select the goal and then you start taking steps toward that goal, that's a feeling, this feeling of desire. And then there's the desire for the big result at the end of the process. So activities equal small results. And then a process is a series of activities leading to the adding up of the small individual, leading to the small individual results, and adding up those small results. All right, so that means this is going that way. Motive, desire for experiencing activities, desire for big result at the end of the process. So what we could do then is just maybe split it up a little bit. See, this is the problem, you see, because as soon as you start talking, it's like very, very quickly gets real complicated real quickly. Desire to. All right, so what do we have? We have motive, we have activities. See, and then like activities, small results, those are the same thing. So then suddenly what we realize is this is not the same thing. And then when we realize this is not the same thing, then we have to create another box. So now we start out with motive, and then we go into some kind of activities. Then the activities turn into a process. Then you add up that process, and then you get this big result. So adding up small results. So this is adding up the activities, and then this is the adding up of the small results. All right, so I like some aspects of this, and then there's some other aspects I don't like. Like maybe this is better. All right, so in the middle, we have the activities and the processes. So we got activities because we want to achieve some small results. And then we have processes because we have to kind of stick those activities together. Well, and then the thing is that like even the small result can be broken up into smaller and smaller activities. And it's just crazy, right? So because you could say, all right, so I need to write a blog. Now, on the one side, you can ask like, you could ask, why did my screen just freeze? Why did my Google just freeze? She's It says unresponsive. Let's exit the page. All right, I'm gonna just how do I stop sharing my screen? Oh, we're back. All right, so that other page is just frozen right now, which is fine because that's actually not really what I wanted to talk about today, anyways. What I wanted to talk about was this renovation. So, as you can see behind me is a wall, and I'm curious to know if I can pause a live stream. I guess if you pause a live stream, then you're not really live anymore. All right, so let's take a look at some things. So I'm thinking about painting this wall, but I don't have paint. But I do have. You see this cement? So I got a couple bags of cement and plaster. And what I'm thinking is like if I mix the cement and plaster, then I can just put the mix of plaster and cement on this wall. That'll give me a gray background. Like so far, I'm like pretty happy with this background. There's some squares. All right, so this, as you can see, is a drawer. And here's my little buddy, just hanging out. And this is a drawer, as you can see. You may also see that there's a fork right here and a hole in the wall. Now, one question is, do I fill in that hole? We don't have to fill it in right away. We can just start with turning things gray. Now over here is this is just beautiful because you have like a vase here, right? Which is actually it's actually a pickle jar, as you can see from this pickle jar here. All right, so we got a pickle jar, and if you put flowers or something in the pickle jar, then it'll be art, right? This is the frame, and then here is the pickle jar, and then we'll have the flowers. See, and this is something I always talk about. It's this concept of like framing. How do you know what should be within the frame? What's a frame for? So that's why we have some frames, because we're in the process right now of framing our endeavor. This table here is actually made from a door. I found a door, kind of like this one. As you can see, I also have a door right here. All right, so we have this door. This one had a window in it. This one did not. So I made a table from a door. All right, now what's out here? So what we need is a few tools in order to do this work. Now, if we look here, you can see that we've got some tools. Here we go. So we got some tools for mixing and for spreading some things on the wall. All right, and then we have this bucket. Oh boy. All right, so we got a bucket. Now, what do we need? We need a mixer, and we need something to spread. I think we could use this for spreading. We use this thing for mixing. And what else can we use? We could also use this thing for spreading. You like that? Well, it's kind of the same as the other one. So sometimes it's better to have two. What else do we need? Looks like everything. All right. And then, of course, we need our drill. So we got this beautiful electric drill from our good buddy, brother and sister Perry. So there's this lady and gentleman that came to Georgia on a humanitarian mission. And then actually I met them in Russia when I used to live in Russia. And then suddenly we met in Tbilisi. So and, they came over and helped me with just a ton of things in this apartment to put the bathroom together, to put the water, to like the electric, like all the stuff that's really important. They helped me to put it all together. And then when they left the country, when they went back to America, they left me this drill. And as you saw from when I was showing you the pickles, they also left me this slow cooker, which has been like, wow, my whole life has changed because of having a slow cooker. I didn't even know what life could be without a slow cooker. All right. Okay, so we got about 30 minutes. And like, what do you want to do? I'm asking. It's a live video. There's nobody in the chat. There's nobody watching. Well, See, the big question that I have really is it's about the color. Now, I have a lady that I talked to on Monday and Wednesday, and I'm going to talk to her at 1:30 or maybe 1, I can't remember. Anyways, that's in like a couple hours from now. All right, so as you can see, we have a bucket and we have some cement. Uh, and then we got this table. So there's a couple things that need to happen here. Probably, see, this is what I'm talking about, right? So I was just sharing my screen a while ago, and we were. Let's see if maybe I can open up another window. I have no idea why it froze. This is like Google Chrome on a MacBook. Why would? Oh, check it out. All right, so now I just. All right, so here we go. So motive, desire to experience activities, growth mindset. Now, I would suggest probably that's not generally the first thing. Probably the first thing is going to be the desire for the end big result. And then what it takes is activities, like a desire to experience those activities. So you need both. You need both a desire for the result and a desire to do the activities. So that's going to take you to the next box. Ding, ding. So what is it in this case? So what we're talking about here is this wall is very artistic. And I would like it to be gray. I see a artistic wall and I want to cement it gray. Something like that. Do I really want to experience the process? So what kind of small activities do we have? Like I gotta fill that bucket full of water, and then I gotta scoop out some of this cement, and then I gotta mix it, and then I'm gonna put it on the wall. That's it. And then I'm gonna wait until the afternoon about the color, and then see what this thinks about the color. And then we'll know what to do from there. A series of activities. Okay, so I just talked about the activities, the list. So I guess this is like the list, small results, activities that lead to small results. We need a list of these, list of activities, which is actually a list of results, right? Because what I said was I need to put water in that bucket, and I need to put cement in that bucket, and then I need to mix it up. So that's a list of activities, and the list, I mean, it's almost the same. Like this is the argument that I have now. Like, isn't an activity, it's equal to a result? There's no difference between an activity and a result. It's the same thing. Like the question I have, the philosophical question, it's like, at what level does activity and result become something different? And then options are the very big or the very small, Like, so what am I talking about? I'm saying, like, to what extent can you break down activities into smaller parts, activities or results into smaller parts, and then activity and result are different. And then, I mean, it's the same question, but you just change the word into it. Well, what's the opposite of breakdown? Where you're using the word add up activities into bigger parts, and then the activity and result are different. See, that's the question I have. So then there's no point in having this word without bold because it's the same thing. And what's the point of even using the word small? Activities just equal results. And then we add up the results to get some, we could call this aggregated result, except I don't know how to spell that word. All right, so then adding up the result is going to give us an aggregated result. And the point is that like what's the whole point of talking about an aggregated result? See, over here, this is an aggregated. See, the question is there an aggregated result that is not an activity? See, that seems like it could be true. And then is there a, what are the elements of results? What are the elements of results? See, now we got this word results. And then what are the elements of an activity? Great. And then we have aggregated result. There we go. Put this one at the bottom. It's like waterfall effect. So then we can make this one black. And then we can make this one black. There. So we got here, we got start here. Nice. But it's a little bit too wide. Activities. There, it does not look nice. So we start here, and then what happens is like you get an itching. Got it itching. Got an itch. Got an itching. I got a hankering for a spankering. And then you're like, oh, I want this to change. I need this result. I need this to, I don't want this to itch no more. I don't want this itch. And then it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to do something about it. And then it's like, okay, so what are you going to do? So then you make a list of activities, which just seems like it could be a list of results in actuality. And then it's like, okay, well, that makes the process. And then you get that added up. You add up those results. You got the aggregated result, which is the same thing as a what? Well, that's just the thing. So this is the opposite. So this is the end. It's the solution to the problem. Scratch. We'll call that a scratch. You see that? It's beautiful. Stop sharing this. We're still live. We're still live with 0 comments and zero viewers, 0 followers, 0 thumbs up. So if you're not watching right now, then I would invite. If you're not watching right now, I would invite you to watch. Which I don't know if that's going to be very helpful, considering. All right. So the next thing we need is some kind of measuring device, so that we know how much cement we're using. Something like this. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at those cute flowers. Look at that. It's amazing. Yeah. All right. I think we got everything. All right. That's the question. All right. So now another thing, remember that movie that just came out recently and the guy is like, I love bricks. I love bricks. I love them bricks. Why do you love bricks? Because its form is its function. So he's like, yeah, people are really complicated. Why? Because, I mean, you have eyeballs where what? The eyeballs, it's like its form is its function. Hands, its form is its function. Heart, like everything, we have all of these things. Yeah, it's true that humans have all of these different parts, and the form is the function. And like objects that don't think, their form is always their function. All of these things. So we got the drill, we got the scoop for the mix. Then we got the mixer, got everything. All these things, the form is their function. And we're relatively assured that if we follow this process, that something's going to happen, which is near the expectation. But with people, it's different. With people, it's like the form, you add up all that form, and then do you get function at the end? All right, so now I got this issue. So I bought this like really terrible cement. So this cement is garbage because it just kind of flakes off. Now, I don't know what country it's from. Now this stuff, this is plaster. All right, so the plaster is going to be white. And this bag is just full of pieces of the wall. And then this bag is actually cement. So we're not going to worry about the pieces of the wall yet. All right, so the next thing we got to do is we want to take a look at the color. The basic idea behind this. All right, so this is gray. That's gray. And this one it's also gray. They're basically the same color. So my question is, I got two questions. It's if we mix this stuff together, then is it going to make it like worse? So like, because the basic idea is that this stuff is like really flaky, and it will just flake off. I don't want it to flake off. So the question I have is, how much of the good stuff? So let's call this the bad stuff. How much of the good stuff do we need to add to the bad stuff in order for this whole thing to work out? So what we're gonna do first is I guess what we're gonna do first. I think that's some moisture in here. So doesn't seem to be working out so well. But that's okay, because check this out. We got this thing. Oops, I'm just putting holes in the bag. So what I'm kind of leaning towards is I could do one full cup of this glue. There. Okay. That's one cup of the glue. And then, shoot. Okay. Apparently this is not an exact science. All right, is it full yet? All right, so we got about 50-50. There we go. Let's put it right here. We got about 50-50. Oh, wow. There we go. So we got our 50-50 mix. And okay. Hello. This is the magic. Check this little thing. Ooh, nice. So there's a couple ways we could do this. Perhaps the best way. All right, so we got a kitchen. We got the kitchen sink. Oh, we got the bathroom. The shower. In the shower, there's nowhere to put the computer. So probably it's gonna do we're gonna have to do the kitchen sink. Might be better as far as where I can put the computer. Okay. So we got about 10 more minutes. And the question is, can we get this done in 10 minutes? Because I got this dog outside. And it's not a real dog. It is a clock dog. So the whole purpose of this dog is to be my clock. It forces me to go outside 5 times a day. So I gotta wake up in the morning and then take her for a walk. And then all right, let's see what happens here. Oh. Need some more water. All right. Oh no. Now I would say that this is probably a little bit too much water in general. Especially if you're doing some cement job. But we're not actually doing a cement job. In case you forgot. We're actually doing a painting job. So I'm actually painting with cement because I want a gray background. And I discovered that my cement is gray. So, and then we got 2 kinds of cement. One is garbage because it flakes off. I can show you what I mean when I say flake off. So I've been working in this bathroom for a while, and see this? Flaky flake. There you go. There's my demonstration of flake off. And it's like, what are you gonna do with garbage like that? Because it'll have cracks in it. So up here we have plaster. This is all plaster. And the problem is this wall is like really messed up. It's not flat. So I'm trying to build up that wall with plaster. So the hypothesis, the hypotenuse is that well, that's definitely it's kind of close to paint. It's much closer to paint than well, let's just say it's like, let's just say that this door's in the way. All right. So it's important just to give it a little rinse. Otherwise, it will eventually build up with cement. In fact, I'd like it just to soak for a bit. All right, so use this little thing to let her soak for a little minute. see, like everything I've been doing, these are like activities and results. Like there's and processes, activities, results, processes. Perhaps the only thing about a result is that a result triggers the end of the activity. We should write that down. A result can trigger the end of an activity and can also be a prerequisite for an activity. Now, can an activity be the prerequisite for an activity? I mean, yes, so far as it has a result or something. Or something. Oh no. Jeez, now I have to do something. I wasn't thinking about that. All right, so we don't need the drill anymore. The drill is an activity which is not needed. We have our mixed. See, we have a result. We have a mixed thing of cement. A mixed plastic container of cement. See, the hard part is how do you actually get the cement out and onto the wall? And more specifically, like, what about those edges? Like, you see how there's cement around the edges? How do I get that cement that's on the edges? Spatula. We got ourselves a spatula. All right, so I think that's everything we need. Maybe a spoon in addition to a spatula could be helpful. I mean, it's kind of like cooking. So we got this little spoon with just a little bit of dinner on it. A little bit of dinner. A little bit of dinner. All right, so thanks for bearing with me. And there you go. So now we need a little bit more light. How does that look? Is that wonderful? Is that beautiful or what? So as far as this nail goes, see, this is one of the big questions is what are we going to do with this nail? Are we going to use this nail again? Should we drill a hole into the wall so that this nail goes in easier in the future? Does that mean that the nail days are over? Not the nail days. The screw days are over? Drill. The drill days are over? See, I think that probably what we actually want is a hole in the wall that nail can use in the future. Do you think the nail could use this? relatively the same size. Might even be a little bit too big, but I don't really care, because as long as you have it at an angle, and we can just rest the nail inside. All right, cover your ears. See here. Oh, you see that? All right. Uh-oh, it's 12 o'clock. All right, well, we got a problem because I got to take the dog out. It's 12 o'clock. Like I said, the dog is a clock. So I think what I'll do is I'll just put some plastic over top of this, and then we'll come back a little bit later and put some of that on the wall. So thanks for tuning in. 0 people, 0 likes, 0 thumbs up, and we'll catch you later.